Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to our Sunday school. Last week we learned about a very special gift that God gave us, our mothers. This week we're going to go back to learning about Moses. Do we remember where we left off in the story of Moses? The first week we talked about how baby Moses was found in a basket on the Nile River. He was found by the princess. The next week, we learned about how God talked to Moses through a burning bush. Then we learned about the 10 plagues and how God told Pharaoh to let his people go, but he kept saying no. Finally, when Pharaoh let the Israelites go, Moses parted the Red Sea so that they can go to the Promised Land. This week we're going to learn about how there's not a lot of food and water in the desert, but we're going to find out how God provides for his people. Our story is called Food from Heaven. The Israelites traveled for many days. They were tired and hungry. They complained to Moses, "There's nothing to eat in the desert. At least we had food in Egypt. Now we are starving." God heard them. That evening, God sent birds called quail for the Israelites to eat. The next morning, God sent bread from heaven. It was called manna, and it tasted like honey. The Israelites found the manna on the ground, but they complained again, "We are thirsty." Moses asked God what to do. God said, "Hit the rock with your staff." When Moses hit it, cool, fresh water gushed out for everyone to drink. While they were in the desert, the Israelites would not get hungry or go thirsty. See the bread that they found on the ground? It's all over the ground. And that's the rock that Moses hit with his staff. Why were the Israelites complaining in the desert? They were hungry and thirsty and they didn't have food or water. How did God provide for them? God made manna appear on the ground each morning and provided quail for them. How did God provide water for them? Moses struck a rock and fresh water flowed out of it. When the Israelites were traveling through the desert, God provided for them and took care of them. God gave them food and water. These are all blessings from God. What are some of the blessings God has given us? Food, water, a home, a family. What else? And that's the end of our lesson. Let's end with a prayer. Dear God, thank you for providing manna, quail, and water to the Israelites in the desert. Thank you for providing us with food and water and a family and a roof over our heads. Amen. Bye, boys and girls. I'll see you next week.